So do you have any tips, like for someone looking to start an LLM this year or next year? What should they start doing now?
Do your research, right? Do research. Don't just settle.
Don't just show up in America.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Ijeoma Unachukwu and I'm super excited to be here. Today is a special day. I have with me Joshua.
Hello everyone.
An interesting fact about Joshua is that I've known him for close to 5 years. We went to the Nigerian law school together, and it's so exciting to be here with him in the same country and in the same space. After 5 years, I think.
This year will make it 7.
Okay.
We met in 2015.
I always forget. Oh gosh, okay. But yeah, I'm super excited that he's here today, and today we'll just be talking really about his journey. He's here as a master's student right now, and so we're going to talk about his journey, getting here. We'll get to know more about him, and I do hope that we have some, stuff that you hear and you feel like that helps you in making your decision on whether to pursue a master's, or if you're here and you have questions, perhaps Joe will be able to answer. I guess we want to know more, because I do know him to a large extent, but we want to know more about your background. Where are you from, and your career, like your law firm up until now, your law firm practice rather. So please blow us away.
Okay, so just remind me so that I can drop maybe like a contact information afterwards, so that anyone that has questions can.
Yes, I'll definitely do that. Guys, I'll provide all the things you need in the link. I got you.
Okay, so my name is Joel Enemona Joshua, originally from Kogi State, Nigeria. I went to the premier faculty of law in Nigeria, University of Nigeria, Greek Lions. Anyway, so graduated in 2015, went to law school, was called to bar in 2016. I've been privileged to work with leading law firms in Nigeria. I work in my NYC. I work with Petchstone and Grays in Lagos. After Petchstone and Grays, I moved to TNP, the new practice. In 2019, I started my own law firm.
Yeah, I know that, but that's also always very crazy for me to hear, because it's very rare for you to find people at how many years post-call was that? Like
I was
2-3
just
years.
2 years.
And he started his law firm. That's really cool.
I made the decision in 2020 to start 2021. To start looking for 2020, I made the decision to start looking for an opportunity for masters, and yeah, so here I find myself. I came into the US July 2021.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Welcome again. Why don't you tell us more about your school, your masters, and why you decided to pursue the masters that you decided to pursue, the specialization rather?
Okay, so the school, just let me know if I missed out anything. My school, my masters, and why I decided to pursue that specialization. I go to doing my master's program at Penn State, so Pennsylvania State University. The Faculty of Law is called Penn State Law. It's located in State College in Pennsylvania. My specialization is in energy law, but the school has multiple specializations: security law, internet law, IP law, so many things.
So I guess something we want to know also is why. Like, you're 5 years into practice in Nigeria, you have your law firm, right? Why did you decide to pursue a master's in the United States?
I just want to specialize in something. I've had a passion in energy law for a while. Also, I mean, we've had this conversation several times. I've always told you I'm looking to work internationally for a bit. And so for me, I saw this like as a gateway to work internationally. Yes.
Good. Okay, that's really good to know, because the why for pursuing your master's is important.
Very important.
Because that will see you through the hard days, and that will help you in like coming up with your plan.
Yes.
Something else would also like to know is, how did you find your school? Did you think about ratings? Because in the US here, there's all this big talk about, get an Ivy League school. If you don't get an Ivy League school, you're done for, right? So was that important, getting a rating, having a school in a very high rating? How did you find your school? How can you advise people here on how to find schools?
Okay, so just before I answer that question, right, I'll just say that when I was looking for a school, because I did research, and I advise anybody to do research, except you have somebody in the school you want to go to and they've told you, you know what, just settle for this or whatever, if you want to settle for that. But if you want to, you can go and do like serious research. And I did research. I made a list of things that were important to me, you know. Energy law was my major focus, and I was looking at what schools are highly rated in that particular, you know, in that particular course. So you
as
might,
against to just
general ratings, exactly, because you might have a school that is rated first in the US for Master of Laws, you know, but it's possible that they have specializations. They're just rated that for IP law, right? And they're not rated that high for energy law. Do you get what I mean? So I made a list of things that were important to me. Ratings, proximity to market, right? Those were things. Proximity to internship opportunities. Those were some of my considerations. And so when I did that, I went online and I did my search. I also, one of my major considerations was also the availability of funding and funding opportunities, you know. And so when I made a list of all those things, I went online, did my search. There's a ton of information online you can actually get. So when I did my search and all that, I came up with a list of schools, and I did apply to all those schools. Now, truthful to what I saw in my search that I did on the internet, I got what I expected. But Penn State in particular gave me a very huge tuition waiver, about 80%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
80%, and that was what informed my decision, you know. There were, in fact, Penn State was the most highly rated among all 3 schools I applied to, and they gave me that, the highest amount of waiver. So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, it really sounds like it was definitely a very no-brainer for me. I think we're getting to the final part of this segment, but I would just ask him, like, this is, you're here in the US, you succeeded in that endeavor. I know it wasn't easy because you know we spoke, you know, prior to you transitioning here, right? So do you have any tips, like for someone looking to start an LLM this year or next year? What should they start doing now? Like what are the considerations? Do
your research, right? Do research. Don't just settle.
Don't just show up in America.
Yeah. I mean, I know someone who got into the University of Illinois. The University of Illinois, the law school is top 50 in the US, and she's paying just about $5,000 plus for both semesters. I don't mean each, both semesters, you know. So, you know, do your research, you know. What area do you want? First and foremost, you know, consider all these factors. I wouldn't say which factors to consider first. I can't line them up now, but what area of law do you want to do your master's? Once you decide on that, then you start doing your research. Which schools offer that? Which schools? Also look at funding. Which schools give good funding? You know, if you want to get into Ivy League, which is very good, you know, which Ivy League schools are you applying to? Which schools are you applying to generally? I would also advise that if you're applying to Ivy League, apply to also non-Ivy League, just so that you balance, you know, both. So that's a couple of considerations. Another thing which is not a major consideration, because I consider that anybody coming to do a master's is like, you know, is a bit independent. Also proximity to family. If you have family in the US, you may want to consider a school that is proximate to them. Also look at the alumni network of your school.
Why do you say so?
So because if you have a school that has a wide alumni network, somebody has told me that recruiters, when they're recruiting, for instance, let's say a manager in a company went to Penn State and I applied to that company, because of the quality of education he probably received at Penn State, he just has this connection, you know. He just has this, you know, in the United States, school spirit is serious, like school spirit is very strong in the US.
School for sure.
Very strong here. So you went to University of Washington, in charge of recruiting, and you went to University of Washington, I'll have a special interest in you. So also look at alumni network, because alumni, they're usually very helpful. They're usually very, very helpful. I know in my school, they invite them from time to time to come and speak, and they're really open to helping out. So that's part of the considerations, you know, that's basically all that comes to my head for now. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Joshua.
Welcome,
it's
Ijeoma.
such a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
For now, I will leave you and say thank you so much for being here and for watching it. I do hope this was informative for you and you're looking up our next episode.
Yeah, so you drop my
and I will provide all
bio.
his information, everything. His,
Not all.
No,
Privacy.
okay, sorry, my bad. Like his LinkedIn information will be out there, and then you can, if he wants to give you any more information, that's up to him. All right, everyone, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.